Tonight's Nailers Profile, brought to you by Unified Bank, is defenseman Matt Foley. And Matt, your rookie season, and it got started with you kind of in and out of the lineup. I know that everybody would rather play every game, but what have you been able to learn from watching the games that you've been able to now bring into the games and have some great success doing it too?
Yeah, sometimes it's nice to be able to watch from the outside and pick up on some things. It's obviously new systems, new team, and new level of play. So there are some things for me to pick up on early. Like you said, everyone wants to be in. Of course, I wanted to be in. But when you're out, you got to have a good attitude and try to learn something.
When we look at your performance at college, one of the first things that jumped out is you look to be a defensive defenseman. But as I watch you now, it seems like you're starting to get some comfort with your offensive game, and maybe even sometimes depending on who you're paired with on D. Do you notice that as well?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's something you're thinking about when you're out there. Is if I'm with a more offensive guy, I'm happy to sit back and play more of a defensive role for the partnership to do better. And then if I'm playing with a more two-way guy, that allows me to get up and to play more and do a little more offensively, which is always fun. So yeah, the offensive stuff is stuff you always want in your game. But I think if I'm going to fall back on anything, I'm going to take a lot of pride in my defensive side, being physical and trying to keep pucks out of our own net.
Do you notice that this game at this level allows for more opportunity for guys to evolve their games in that way and be able to play various different roles as opposed to maybe a little bit more structure in college?
Yeah, that's a good point. College is obviously very structured, so you get kind of in a defined role, and you want to just be great at that role and help the team. When you get to the pro game, the game's a little more opened up, which allows, I guess, for chances to jump up in the rush more or chances to walk the blue that I wasn't necessarily having in college.
You've seen that part of your game grow. You also get to see the Indy Fuel and the Fort Wayne Comets a lot, which you mentioned playing that kind of a hard-nosed type of a game as well. Is that something that you're really enjoying getting into too, where, yeah, you do have some rivalries in college, but now you're really going to have some intense rivalries at this level?
Yeah, no, I think last time we talked, we went over that in college, the most I ever played a team was twice a year. So to see these teams night after night is a different experience for me, but I am enjoying it. I think it's fun. It raises the intensity. It makes each battle, each shift, each game more important. So I'm having fun with it for sure.
Every rink is different, and this one in particular is different because it's smaller than most, as the neutral zone is a lot tighter. What does that do for you guys? How long does it take to learn? Does it adjust the way you're playing here as opposed to on the road?
I guess you get used to practicing it every day. So then you try to gain confidence from it and see it as a home ice advantage that this is a rink you're really comfortable in. You kind of know the bounces of the glass and the walls and obviously, like you said, the neutral zone. So when you get some comfort from playing in the same building every day, it's something that you want to use to your advantage at home. But I don't think I notice a huge difference when I get on the road, the layout of the rink. It's just trying to get comfortable. The lighting is one of the things that I notice the most when I go from rink to rink is the lighting. But we obviously have a tighter neutral zone, and we try to play fast and take advantage of that.
Is that something where you'll see sometimes an opposing forward who's a little bit closer to you than he probably anticipated, and it's like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm going to head and crush you now.
No, I wish it was that easy, but I do think that I'll notice sometimes we'll get an offsides defending a rush or something, and I think a lot of that comes from them being a little uncomfortable in our smaller neutral zone.
You mentioned that you really enjoy the speed of this level and the fact that you're able to play fast. What does that do on the bench when you guys are really rolling well? And I have to believe it really gets your guys' confidence going when you're trying to ramp things up and take control of games.
Yeah, we're trying to tilt the ice in our favor, and I think we have a great group of guys, which you feel that right away on the bench. It's impossible to have a good shift, make good plays, play fast, come back. You got 5 guys yelling at you, hey, good job, keep that up, keep doing this. So it's a good, we have a good group, and the vibe and the energy on the bench translates definitely.
What's it like going from college where you have no transactions whatsoever, one team from October to April, 25 or so guys, that's it, to now you guys are approaching 40 different players that you've had to now learn names of since you've been here on day one?
Yeah, I didn't know the number was 40. That's funny. It is different. Like you said, college, it's the same group all year. For 4 years, I had the same classmates. So it's certainly different, but I think when you get fresh blood injected constantly, it raises the compete level, it raises the urgency, and I think it's certainly a healthy thing for our group to keep adding really good players and really good guys to the room.
What about playing 3-3s, 4-5s? How do you feel come Sunday afternoon? And that's something you don't do at the college level.
Yeah, well, that was my first one, so I don't want to jump to the conclusion and say it felt fine. But I think when you have a schedule like that and you know about it in advance, it's kind of on you as a player to make sure your body's ready for it. And I think all the guys have done a good job with that. Very professional group, and we want to just keep going into those 4 and 5s and winning 3, 4, 5 games out of them each time. So we're gonna have to get used to them.
I feel like if I told you were going to play 7 and 7, you'd probably want to do it.
Well, that's what we're here to do. Everyone wants to play, but no, 7 and 7. I don't know if I could even physically handle that.
But it's good to have you here. Good to have you jumping in and contributing and having a really nice rookie season. So, Matt, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time and doing this interview today. And I hope that the rest of your first season as a pro goes as well as it started.
Thanks, DJ.
Matt Foley of your Wheeling Nailers, our Unified Bank Nailers profile tonight. We'll take a break and come back with more of intermission coverage on the Nailers Broadcast Network presented by Main Street Bank.